people care more, right? There are a lot of things that we want to change in this world. And for brands to be able to respect that, understand that, and then integrate it truly with what they're doing, increasing the amount of diversity that you have in your workforce. Even if your workforce isn't about workforce diversity, you can still be doing that. You can still be making a real difference.
You see a lot of greenwashing happening, right? And it's very unsettling for consumers as they're trying to make the right choices for the planet, for their families, to have companies basically tell them something is environmentally friendly when it's not, or that it's ethically sourced when it's not. Brand managers need to be extremely transparent in terms of, what is their brand, what is their company? It doesn't meet all these various requirements that consumers are asking, and say, look, like these are things that people are saying are really important to them, right? Like we're hearing the voice of the customer, and this is what matters.
Future Ready CMO needs to be agile. That's the number one thing. They need to be able to address the macroeconomic climates. They need to be able to deal with the internal components. They need to be able to build great products and provide, to be the customer insight champion. They need to ultimately have responsible revenue approaches, and they need to make sure that is accretive to the brand. And if you can do all those things, holy crap, that's really hard. I don't know many people that have got all those skills, and that's what's asked of the CMO. A future ready CMO knows that they won't be good at everything. They'll have to be a generalist, and their job is to think horizontally when no one else is thinking horizontally through the company.
You have to be open to the fact that consumers have fundamentally changed, and be open to pivoting and navigating and not doing things the same way that you've always done it, because any CMO is going to do things the same way you've always done it.
And it's so kind of drilled into people's heads that you can't do anything in terms of a business case without, having all the data behind it. The challenge is right now, I think that impedes, because data can tell you what you've done. It almost needs to have some brave leaders who try something, right? And recognize like we're so locked into our data that we're locked into our processes, and we're locked into our understanding. There's so much room right now for a voice, for something fresh to kind of be that beacon that says, hey, this is a different way to do it, right?
I think that people need to be more introspective, right? They need to be attuned, as you said, they need to be attuned to their workforce, to their customers, to these changing shifts in what people are doing and what people need, and less about other corporations or data or ROI and things like that. It's like you really need to have a much more sort of like emotional and intellectual relationship with who you're marketing to, right? And that is what matters, because when there's so much chaos going on in the world and so much change, we're really going to be looking to each other and this shifting demographic, right, of consumers and audience, right, to see value and see the road down the future, right? So I think that that's going to be the calling for CMOs to really have that crystal ball, to be able to see into that, or be very highly connected, with how people are feeling and what people want.
I was really focused on elevating the role that we could have as a company in putting purpose out into the world, whether that was during the pandemic, really reorienting our marketing spend toward helping people who were really suffering.
And so the tools that we've used over generations, 20 years now, are disappearing. So what does that mean? That means we can't go from one-to-one. We have to go back to context-aware. And so what's the best tool for context-aware marketing? It's your brand.
Yeah.
right? And so when I think about that, what are we going to do with that? It means we're going to improve our content and quality of content. We're going to invest more in the audiences that we're acquiring. We're going to, understand those audiences more deeply, and we're going to connect them into something that has purpose. And, so purpose-driven brands are a consequence of all of this stuff that people don't understand is happening around them. And so we're going to choose brands on the notion of, does it reflect me? Do I believe it? Is it a great product? So your customers are thinking through the lens of the brand. So I have a lot of hope